Good day everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn how to make this simple and comfortable top. So we're going to measure the length of your top, the bust measurement, the shoulders to the sleeve measurement, the hip measurement, the waist measurement. So the length of the top I'm using is 27 inches, so I'm going to be adding additional 1.5 inches. I actually want my own top to reach my hip line, so that's why it's that long. You can make your own shorter if you want. So then after marking out my 28.5 inches, the reason I'm using pen is because the chalk is not showing on the fabric. Then I come up and mark out my shoulder, which is my back measurement. 14 divided by 2, that's 7. I'm adding half inches, that's 7.5 inches. So then I also mark out my sleeve length. I'm using 12 inches for the short sleeve length, so I also mark it as so then I come down to mark out my bust line, which is 10 inches. Like so I'm marking out my neckline. I'm using 3 inches by 3 inches. You can make yours 2.5 depending on how you want your neck to come down. On the bust line, I'm going to be measuring out my bust, which is 9 inches. So I'm adding 2 inches for ease because I want my own top to be really big. Then I'm adding additional 1 inches for sewing allowance. So I added 3 inches extra. Depends on how big you want your own. If you want your own fitted, 1 inch is actually, or 1.5 is okay. Because I don't really want my own waist to be really fitted, so I'm going to be skipping the waist measurement. So I go down to my hip line, then divide by 4, then add the 3 inches. If you want your own to be really fitted, you are going to mark out your waistline, divide by 4, then add the 1 inches, because I don't want my own to be fitted, so that's why I'm going that way. So then I come up again to mark out my round armhole measurement. So I'm using 9 inches. So I mark out my 9 inches. So then I mark it out like so. So I connect the line down to my hip line. So I came up to where I marked the line, then I curved it like so, so that I'll be able to shape the armhole. So I measured 1 inch, then curve it like so. So I'm going to shape out my neckline very well. So I'm going to be cutting it out. I cut out the back also. Then I slant my shoulder. So this is after cutting it out. Then I join the sides and the shoulder. So this is how it looks after joining it. To cut out the neck band, I'm going to measure the round measurements of the neck. I'm going to measure everything like so. Then I'll take the leftover fabric to cut out the band. So I'm going to fold it like this. I'll fold it into 2 like this. Guys, I want to use this medium to say thank you to all my subscribers, and those people joining us for the first time, I say welcome. To cut out the neck band, I am going to remove 2 inches from the length that I measured out for the neck circumference the other time. So assuming your neck circumference that you measure was 13, you're going to be removing 2 inches. And the reason I'm doing it is because the material is really stretchy, so I am going to be drawing the neckband around it, and the length I'm using for the material is actually 4 inches, depending on how wide you want yours to be. So this is it, then I mark it out. So after I'm connecting the lines, I'm going to come out at the end by 1 inches. That's for the sewing allowance. So after coming out by 1 inch, I am going to draw a line across it like so as to form a slant. So after doing that, I'm going to cut it out. So after cutting it out, I'm going to be taking it to the sewing machine, then sew it like so, because we are still going to be folding it. This is going to be after sewing it. So this is what it looks like after sewing it. So I'm going to be folding into two. See, it is really stretchy. This is it. So I'm going to be attaching it to my neck. So this is what it looks like after attaching the neckband to my neck. And guys, if you find this video helpful, please comment, like and subscribe. Bye.